माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय 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 गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जय जय गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदा यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदा यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Narsingha Dev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Radha Madhav, Pancha Tattva, Jaya Narsingha Dev, Jaya 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 Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणानंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Nigama kalpatarorghalitam phalam sukha mukhadamrita dravasamyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudhirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama-shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We are reading from the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th chapter, verse number 31, which is there on the board. The chapter is entitled Calculation of Time from the Atom. Tāvat tri-bhuvanam sadyaḥ kalpāntaidhita-sindhavaḥ plāvayanti utkaṭāṭopa plāvayanti utkaṭāṭopa caṇḍa-vāteritormayaḥ tāvat tri-bhuvanam sadyaḥ kalpāntaidhita-sindhavaḥ plāvayanti utkaṭāṭopa caṇḍa-vāteritormayaḥ tāvat tri-bhuvanam sadyaḥ kalpāntaidhita-sindhavaḥ plāvayanty utkaṭāṭopa caṇḍa-vāteritormayaḥ tāvat tri-bhuvanam sadyaḥ kalpāntaidhita plāvayanty utkaṭāṭopa caṇḍa-vāteritormayaḥ tāvat tri-bhuvanam sadyaḥ Matajis. Tāvat tri-bhuvanam sadyaḥ tāvat tri-bhuvanam sadyaḥ word to word translation. Please repeat after me. Tāvat, then. Tri-bhuvanam, all the three worlds. Sadyaḥ, immediately after. Kalpa-anta, in the beginning of the devastation. Edhita, inflated. Sindhavaḥ, all the oceans. Plāvayanti, inundate. Utkaṭa, violent. āṭopa, agitation. Caṇḍa, hurricane. Vāta, by winds. Trita, blown. ūrmayaḥ, waves. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhachanarendra Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, please repeat after me. At the beginning of the devastation, all the seas overflow, and hurricane winds blow very violently. Thus the waves of the seas become ferocious, and in no time, at all the three worlds are full of water. Purport. It is said that the blazing fire from the mouth of Saṅkarṣaṇa ranges for 100 years of demigods or 36,000 human years. Then for another 36,000 years there are torrents of rain accompanied by violent winds and waves, and the seas and oceans overflow. These reactions of 72,000 years are the beginning of the partial devastation of the three worlds. People forget all these devastations of the world and think themselves happy in the material progress of civilization. This is called Maya, or that which is not. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parichana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripātamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamiti Namani Namacharya Padanita Kripavadayane Gaurakatadavada Nagaragram Trani Katanjana Smrite Yasmin Dushkaram Sukaram Bhavet Vismrite Vipuritam Syat Shri Chaitanyam Namamitam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the morning class or morning discussions on Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you for coming here. This looks like a new thing to me because generally we used to be a small crowd, few people here sitting and discussing. Thanks to Mayapur Institute and Mayapur Academy for making it compulsory for the students to come and attend Bhagavatam. We have a lot of population here. If attendance was not there, I don't know how many would be here. But I'm sure all of you are very interested. So Bhagavatam is so relishable. First, I would like to take the blessings of all the senior Vaishnavas assembled here and all those people who are watching online. Some of the Bhakti Vaibhav teachers are here. I'm grateful for all of you to be here. My Bhakti Vaibhav classmates are here. So with all your blessings, I'd like to speak a few words. So we are here in the 3rd canto, 11th chapter. The chapter is titled Calculation of Time by Atoms. Calculation of Time from the Atom. Now, Vidura and Maitreya are conversing. It's starting from beginning of the 3rd canto, they're conversing. Parikshit Maharaj asked a few questions to Sukadeva Goswami. In that, there was a mention of this conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. And Parikshit Maharaj got curious, what did they speak? So this has been now being elaborated. Vidura in the previous chapter asked, can you explain time? Which was also one of the questions which Parikshit Maharaj asked. It is very surprising to know that a person who has got only 7 days of time wanted to know about time. And it wastes a lot of time in doing it. He could have got right into the topic of how to go back home, back to Godhead. But it is very, very clear by the behavior of the great Vaishnavas that anything connected with the Lord is not a waste of time. And anything which is not connected with the Lord is definitely a waste of time. Krishna himself has told it. What is not connected to me is useless. What is connected to me is useful. Right? So Maitreya explained to Vidura, great detail, how there is one Paramanu, single atom, and then it joins to become 2, and then joins to become 3. The time taken to join 3 atoms, okay, what is called Thrasher Renu. That Thrasher Renu, that is one particular unit of measurement of time. From there he starts. How 3 Thrasher Renus become 1 Truti, 100 Trutis become 1 Veda, 3 Vedas become 1 Lava, 3 Lavas become Nimesha. This Nimesha is what is we refer to as approximately 1 second. After this Nimesha, there is Kshana, Kashtas, Lagus, Danda, and then there is a day, there is a night, and then there is a fortnight, okay, and then there is a month, there is a year. There is a lot of explanation of how that year becomes Yuga, how the Yuga becomes Divya Yuga. If at all we start discussing about this every day, it's a very, very nice method of going into sleep right in Bhagavatam class. Because many people find it very, very boring. What to do with this? Okay, understood. You told me one. How many times should I know that one Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years? Okay, understood. Then what? Double that of this, that's Dwapara Yuga. Okay, then what? Okay, 3 times of Kali Yuga is Dwapara, Treta. Okay, 4 times is Satya. Understood? No. Go forward. What to do with this? It's a lot of time. That is one Divya Yuga. 1,000 Divya Yugas make 1 days of Brahma. Okay. Now, when we read this, so what should we do about this? What should we do with this knowledge? We are going to live maximum of 100 years. 80 itself, they start clapping. Oh, 80 crossed. My very good soul. 80 they do, in South India they do Ashtabdi Purti. They take golden coins and they pour it on that person. As though he's almost the Amsha of God. There is 80, there is celebration. 100 though, this is unreal. Somebody lived to 100. Okay, 100 they start celebrating. After 80 only they start saying, this is all bonus years, sir. It's all bonus years. I can do whatever I want. I've lived my life. That is what we say. So, for a person who lives 100 years, 72,000 years of one particular devastation time, not even creation. Creation happened like this. Devastation time is 72,000 years, that too partial devastation. What should we do with this? It is like, one person was explaining, if there are ants, in the community of ants, if there is a Bhagavatam class, and an ant is sitting on the Vyasasana and giving class, and the ants have passed on the information to the other ants, saying that, hey, our day is 1. This is the entire 100 years. For them, for our day is 1 day is the ants 100 years. Because Bhagavatam says that every living entity lives for 100 years. That is the time span. In their own calculation. So ant lives 1 day. For our 1 day is ant's entire life. So ant is living for 100 years. And the ant is saying, after 130 full 100 years, the human beings call it a month. And after 6 of that, there will be rain. And our entire universe will be washed away. The ant will be washed away. The ants will say, oh, after this the rains will come and everything will be washed away. One ant is thinking, what should I do with this information? I am sitting only for 1 day. What should the ant do? Can't do anything. But this information is important. When Prabhupada speaks about Dr. Frog, you have heard of this Dr. Frog? He speaks about this Dr. Frog who tries to measure the Atlantic Ocean with the measure of his own well. How many times my well is this Atlantic Ocean? 3 times? 4 times? 8 times? I keep on wondering, who is this Dr. Frog? Why does he do this? He's useless. One small well he has got. He's trying to measure the Atlantic. Then more and more I read, I realized, I am this Dr. Frog. Because Prabhupada is mentioning, I am the doctor for, because with my lifespan, I am not able to identify the vastness of Brahma's life. Forget about Brahma's life, even demigod life. When we say Satya Yuga, people were living for 1 lakh years. So what would they do? 14 years, my education is complete. After that, I don't study, I don't learn anything. What would they do in 1 lakh years? It's so boring. How many movies will you see? So, we are not able to envisage the vastness of lifespan because our lifespan and limited knowledge. So, one needs to be told of what one needs to focus and what one need not focus. The last line of this purport is the essence of the entire scriptural reading in my understanding. I would like to focus on that. Prabhupada says that people forget all these devastations of the world and think themselves happy in this material progress of civilization. This is called Maya, or that which is not. We all know. We all know that this world is temporary, not permanent. And people also, when they see somebody die, they get into this, it's called Smashana Vairagya. I've heard of Smashana Vairagya? When people take the dead body to the crematorium, they start speaking. Yesterday he was nice. Today see how he's lying. That's it. Nothing much can be done. He wanted to achieve so many things. But what did he do? So much of money he had in his bank account. But did he use it? Nothing. He lived like a stingy, died like a stingy. And then they will cremate the body and come out. And the auto fellow will say, sir, 50 rupees extra. So, hey, why should I give you 50 rupees extra? That vairagya is already gone. That vairagya which is there. So that knowledge needs to be in us on what to focus on what not to focus. That is the reason Prabhupada keeps on hammering. You're not this body, you're not this body, you're not this body. That is one of the things which he hammers. So, when we know what is there as knowledge, but we don't know what to focus on, this is where we need a system of mentors and gurus who can tell us what to focus on and what not to focus on. There is so much of knowledge around, so much of knowledge. Okay, one might go and become a rocket scientist. Good, they should all become rocket scientists. Rockets should go up, satellites should be sent, and progress should happen materially. But what is the purpose of that progress? What is the purpose of the progress? Okay, you're having phones in hand. It is a double-edged sword. The purpose, if it is used in the service of Krishna, in betterment of our Krishna consciousness, then that phone is a divine phone. That phone which only has got Netflix, Prime Video, blah, 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 is a Maya's tool. So, knowledge per se is not wrong, but the application of knowledge is wrong, or right or wrong. So there are many instances in our Puranas where it has been told, stories have been told, and it has been documented to say how should knowledge be used, how should one use their life. How not to use their life is also been told. Because for us, if at all we are very, very intelligent, we will learn from other people's mistakes and other people's actions. If you are not intelligent, we will go ahead and do it ourselves, and then also not learn. Right? So when it comes to knowledge which is there in Bhagavatam, like children, if they're left on their own, they always want to eat junk, pizza, pasta, of course offered to the Lord nowadays. Among devotee children, I say, oh, this is offered, no, why can't I eat? Offered pizza. Or devotee is making, let me eat. So all these discounts we have. So if you leave it to the child will go and eat junk all the time, morning, afternoon, evening, along with other cold drinks which they want to drink. But what do the parents counsel? They say, no, this is not good for you. I will give you pasta once in a week. That's how small children are told. Or else daily you have to eat vegetables. Daily you have to do this. Why? On their own they are not able to give up that attachment to that sense gratification which comes from many lifetimes. The jiva came down in this material world in order to enjoy separately from Krishna. There is no doubt about it. Our every action says this. Our every action says how we are trying to enjoy separately from Krishna without giving anything to Krishna. When something is prepared at home, if younger boys are there and girls are there, if you should see that before the bhoga even becomes prasad, they are ready to grab it out of the parent's hand. Because they do not understand the importance of giving it to Krishna and then taking it, which is also a method which is recommended. So, one needs to be told exactly what to do and what not to do. Like how Prabhupada is saying, okay, you have so much of information about this devastation, so many things, but that is not the important thing. The important thing is that all these things are devastations which you have to remember is going to happen to the entire material world which you are so attached to. You are so attached to this material world, it is going to get destroyed. But you are higher than this. Prabhupada has given this knowledge to us. We should be thankful to have parents who have guided us to not to eat junk, to eat something healthy. When we grow up, we have to be thankful to the teachers who taught us that character is more important than being very successful materially. That is the beginning of any school education. When you go to school, Gurukul started this, that everybody who comes to Gurukul is equal. Right? The children of generals will come, children of kings will come, princes will come. But they are all treated equally. Krishna and Balram were not given separate lines for Charanamrit. They were also made to do the same thing. Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna were treated like Gurukulis. They were given the opportunity to do the same activities. This teaching of being equal with everybody is a aspect of building character in children. So we have to be thankful to them. When we grow up further, we get devotees who teach us how to do devotion, our Shiksha Gurus. We have to be thankful for that because there are so many other things which we can do. But if we are given an opportunity to do devotion, we should be thankful for that. So Puranas have many stories where some people did not listen, and because of them not listening, we should learn. Who? Duryodhana did not listen. Duryodhana went and listened from Shakuni. Not that he did not listen. He listened perfectly well, but he listened from Shakuni. Okay, Shishupala did not listen. Shishupala said, I am not going to agree that Krishna is Supreme Person. I am going to keep on offending him again and again. He did not listen, so we should learn from Shishupala's example that we should not do that. We should not be inimical towards Krishna. But we should always, there are people who always listened. Who was that? Prahlad always listened. There is Vibhishana who always listened. Arjuna always listened. But some of them are like the majority, who know what to do, but need to be reminded that has to be done. Like we are discussing Dhruva Maharaj in our Bhakti Vaibhav. Dhruva Maharaj wanted to go and pray to the Supreme Lord for material benefit. He went. Narad Muni guided. He did unbelievable austerity. In 6 months, he had the darshan of the Lord. The Lord touched him with his conch shell. All his senses were activated, and they became very purified. He prayed to the Lord. Then the Lord gave him 36,000 years of ruling with this material world. He also gave him a planet. Such Dhruva, when he already knew that his brother is going to get killed, when his brother actually got killed, was so bewildered and angry. He went behind the yakshas like nobody's business. One Yaksha killed Dhruva's brother, but then Dhruva Maharaj took his chariot and went behind all the Yakshas and started killing them indiscriminately. Dhruva knew that's not supposed to be done. Dhruva knew what is right. But then he had to be told by Swayambhuva Manu that, hey, Dhruva, you have done whatever you have done. It's okay till now. You have killed many people who are innocent, but let it go. It is their karma. So, but now you stop. The greatness of a person who is a devotee is that when good counsel come towards him or her, they always agree to that good counsel rather than saying, no, I know better. Dhruva Maharaj did that. Same with Janmejaya. When Janmejaya understood later that one snake had killed his father, he did a sarpayagya. He started calling all the snakes into the ahuti. And the Brahmanas started chanting Swaha. And every Swaha, one snake used to come and fall into the kunda. Takshaka, who is the actual original perpetrator, the original culprit, whom he wanted to kill, went and took shelter of Indra. Indra said, okay, you please be here. And then the Brahmana said, Janmejaya asked, where is this Takshaka? He is not coming, the other snakes are coming. Other candidates are there, where is the real one? Where is the accused number one? Accused number one is not coming. So then the Brahmanas saw in their meditation that Indra is actually supporting him. And Janmejaya said, okay, is there a mantra for you to chant so that Indra can also come along with Takshaka if he is supporting? The Brahmanas were very, very eager. They had practiced that mantra so nicely. Said, yes, I know this mantra. Yes, I can do. They said, chant it. And then they started chanting, the Indra's seat started shaking. They all started moving together along with the piece of Swarga. And then the rishis came and said, hey, Janmejaya, stop. What are you doing? And Janmejaya said, okay, so be it. Tathastu. I will stop. So when good counsel is given, an intelligent person takes that counsel. Why should one take that counsel? Is because it is good for us. The mind is not in our control most of the times, and that is the key reason for our acting cranky, acting bad. Our senses are behind the sense objects. Mind is supposed to control the sense, the intelligence is supposed to control the mind, and we are supposed to control the intelligence. But in the conditioned state of life, the senses are independently getting attracted to the sense objects in such a way that actually it is alluring the mind to come along with it, and the mind is not in control. So when mind is not in control, the intelligence gets corrupted, and because of that the intelligence actually starts conspiring with the mind on how to get that sense object. This conspiration between the intelligence and the mind is what is making people do wrong actions, which is not recommended in the scriptures. So ultimately it comes to mind and sense control. Evam buddhe param buddhva samsthabhya atmanam atmanam jahi shastro mahabaho kamarupa durashadam. Krishna says, after explaining that something is jada, that jada, over that there are sense objects is jada, then there are senses, over that there is mind, and over that there is intelligence. Please use this intelligence to control the mind in order to control your senses. This Krishna is mentioning that, Krishna is explaining that. We know it. That's the beauty of it, that's the funny part. We have read Bhagavad Gita. We know that this exists. But when it comes to application, the normal human being who is trying fails sometimes, among devotee circles, fails sometimes to go through this motion because of not having complete faith in the scriptures. The faith in the scriptures that's saying that, hey, Prabhupada has told that one life is enough for us to go back home, back to Godhead. That's enough. So what should one do? Sarva dharman parityajya ma'amekam sharanam vraja. We know it. Nothing in any Bhagavatam class anybody says we don't know. Nothing. After a few classes, let's say after a few years, maybe a decade, there is almost nothing that you don't know, which is there, which the speaker will say. Some new things he might get from the material world, like what did Steve Jobs say, what did that person say, we might not know. But the essence of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all the devotees know, theoretically. We have the knowledge of it. But how to use it, when to apply it and when not to apply it, it is there in the Bhagavatam. It is there for us to keep on implementing it again and again against the will of our mind, against the push of our mind. When the jiva pushes itself in the direction of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, in spite of the mind dragging us away in a direction which is not recommended, for whatever reason it could be, if we keep on taking action, that is what will lead us to purification. Rupa Goswami has made these rules of how one should behave so that we are mimicking Raganuga Bhakti. We are mimicking Raganuga Bhakti. Like, as soon as a pure devotee looks at the Lord or the devotees, they faint. We have heard this. Gopakumar fainted when he saw Krishna. Krishna fainted when he saw Gopakumar. And pure devotees, when they see the deity, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to faint in front of Jagannath. We can't faint if you're not, even if you're not eaten for 5 days, we don't faint. Why? Because we're eating in the night. Right? So if we can't faint for anything. Forget about fainting in front of the deities for the love of the deities. So what did Rupa Goswami say? As soon as you see the deity, pay obeisances, dandavat. That is as good as fainting. So we are mimicking fainting when we pay dandavats. Oh, I fainted. Oh, Krishna. And Krishna is saying, okay, you fainted. So we might not be able to faint on our own, but the Shastras and the Acharyas have recommended us to take actions which mimics Raganuga Bhakti. We will not be able to follow all the lovingly give it to the Lord. So the mantras are there. Okay, please take this. Oh, this is the flower I have got with love. Okay, please take. Oh, this deity, please take this. There are different mantras. Many gentlemen here are learning about how to offer. So the mantras will help us to present the things which we have got to the Lord with lot of love. So many things which we know have to be applied. So the knowledge of what should be learnt is there, but what is knowledge is also Krishna has told. After all the things which he says, that what is knowledge, what is not knowledge, in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna very clearly says what is knowledge. He has listed 20 items. Of course, all of you know the verses. If you can recollect that, amanitvam, adhambitvam, ahimsa, shantir, arjavam, acharyopasanam, stairyam, atma vinigraha, indriyarteshu vairagyam, ahanankara evacha, janma mrutyu jaravyadi, dukkha doshanu darshanam, asakti raravishwangasa putradara grihadishu, chittam ta samachittatvam ishtaneshtopapatishu, something I'm forgetting. So there are 20 items. Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity. None of these items actually tell us making money is one of the knowledge. I'm not saying making money is wrong. The attachment to making money is wrong. The devotees might go ahead, make money, use it in the service of the Lord, absolutely perfect. No problem. There was this very famous incident which happened. This Mayavadi sannyasi had put up a picture in a newspaper where there was a heap of money and he was like this, saying that I don't want money. And Prabhupada told his disciples, saying that, okay, you put a picture, I will hug the money and we can take a picture. Nothing wrong in using money for the service of the Lord. But as and when we progress, we sometimes miss the clear understanding of how much money is good and do I have attachment or not. Because as in ISKCON we are taught with these beautiful things, 3 things which is like tools in ISKCON, all of us use it. Yukta Vairagya. Using in the service of the Lord. So one of my friends bought a BMW 7 Series. I asked him, why are you spurging so much, so much of money? I am going to ferry devotees. I am going to ferry devotees from one place to another. For that he wanted a BMW. No, BMW was for his sense gratification. Where it is used as Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya is when you don't have attachment to it, but then you're using it. And of course, other knowledge items which we are taught in ISKCON, if you don't know anything, we say maybe it happened in different kalpa, Prabhu. Okay, or it will say, we say, Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. These things we use left, right and center and then we cover up our knowledge, lack of knowledge. So, but knowledge, Prabhupada says, that should be used in the service of Krishna. That knowledge which gets us closer to Krishna, that knowledge which is going to make us little more purer than yesterday is what is knowledge. Because if we are trying to become happy in this material world, all the best. Many people have tried. For 100 years they have tried. But I think that they failed. And that's what I've been told, that they fail. Ultimately they fail to become happy in Krishna consciousness. There was this research which was done among the people who won the $1 million lottery in America. They was identified that $1 million lottery winners, some of them committed suicide and some of them became mad. Why? Because all their life they were thinking that once money comes to me, I will be happy. But money came to them through a form of a lottery, but even after that they were miserable. So they became very, very depressed. This is a true study which happened. So if at all we are trying to become happy, like Prabhupada is saying, we should not forget these devastations and try to be happy in this material world. This material world is not made for us to be happy. This material world is designed for us to remind Krishna again and again. That same material world which Krishna has designed for us to forget him will give us the remembrance of Krishna. This is how beautifully it is designed. Krishna says that I am the one who is creating, 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, I am the one who is maintaining, I am the one who is going to destroy it. I am the essence of everything. He says if you taste the water and taste the water, you should remember me. And he later on tells his opulences also that if you see Himalayas, you remember Krishna. If you hear about Arjuna, you remember Krishna. If you see the oceans, you remember Krishna. The Virat Rupa is there for us to remember Krishna, not to worship. But the same material world was actually initially created for us to forget Krishna. Why? Because we told Krishna, I want to be separately enjoying from you. And as a loving father, as a loving friend, he created his entire material universe for us to explore the possibility of becoming a God in our own way. We wanted to be the center of attraction, but it is not possible. So Prabhupada, we need to be thankful to Prabhupada's books and Prabhupada's teachings that we know what is knowledge, what is not knowledge, what should be focused on and what should be not focused on. All this knowledge on creation, the time, the vastness of time is there, fantastic. But we should understand that we have little time. Brahma might have so many billions of years, 3 into 10 to the power of 11 earth years, or 3 into 10 to the power of 11 trillion earth years. But we should know that we have only 100. Out of that, half the time we are sleeping, half the time we are growing up, then we are studying, we have other focuses. Few years we have to focus on Krishna. Few years. Every second is important for us. Every second is important for us. The number of seconds we use away from Krishna, that much behind we are going in our attempt to reach Krishna. So we can stop here and maybe we can take the comments of the seniors first and then others who want to comment and question. Ramesh Prabhu wanted to say something.
Thank you, Prabhu, for a wonderful class. Of all of the strategies that Krishna's provided us with to develop our love for him, what's the most effective one? Maybe in your own personal experience?
In my personal experience, I think chanting and eating prasadam are the two things which has helped me. When I say chanting, chanting with focus. When I say eating prasadam only has helped me. So
what was that about eating prasadam? I didn't hear it.
Eating prasadam only.
Oh, yeah.
So these two things have helped me personally. Of course, others will have their own experience. Our ISKCON movement is also based on these two fundamental pillars. We distribute prasad and we make people chant. And I think this is helping, at least me it is helping, and I'm sure many of the people whom I know it has helped. So that's my opinion.
On a day-to-day basis, when you chant really good rounds, do you notice a pretty big change that takes place?
Yes, of course.
Antaranga Shakti Ki Jai. Huh?
In my personal experience, when I chant good rounds, the rest of the time, whatever I'm doing, I'm humming Hare Krishna. This is my sort of small test. When I don't do good rounds, when I'm chanting and some focus is here and there, then the rest of the time I'm totally in passion. So this is my experience. But when good rounds happen, the rest of the 22 hours is sort of protected by that covering of good rounds.
That's my experience too.
I'm sure. Ramesh,
just before my comment, what you answered was correct, because Prabhupada said the most important sense to purify is the tongue. How is the tongue going to get purified? Chanting and tasting Krishna Prasad. That is absolutely the right answer.
Thank you very much.
So, just an observation or thought. If somehow or other we were witnessing and not affected by the cosmic devastation at the end of Brahma's day, if that somehow could happen, which it couldn't, although it happened to Markandeya Rishi, but other than him, because Krishna gave him that boon, he wanted to see it.
Yes.
I know. That's a boon, but at night, when I look at the sky here in Mayapur, I try to imagine what if it was filled with this spiritual fire for 100 years? The whole sky, up to all the stars, finished, everything. And then at the end of that, if the same space was filled with Garbadak water for 100 years. These are inconceivable descriptions of something that happens every night of Brahma. Yeah. So just different ways to think about what we're reading and how if they were trying to make a movie, they could never succeed. This is so amazing.
Yes.
And thank you, Hari.
Actually, Ramesh Prabhu, yesterday in your class you were mentioning about this vastness of the water coming up to all the level to the Janaloka, Maharloka. So I was picturing it in my mind. Nowadays in the material world there is something called a concept of a deep pool. Deep pool, generally swimming pools have water up to 12 feet. But now they have deep pools which go up to the level of 150 feet. So there is a level of 12 feet and then there is a crater created and then you go deeper into like 150 feet. It's a swimming pool. So I was wondering if at all there is 100 million miles of this water, the Himalayas will look so small under the water. So I was picturing that unimaginable. That is the reason I'm a Mr. Frog. I'm not able to identify this. So I'll just stay with smaller things.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I have a question. In the beginning, I want to say I'm sorry if I say an offensive. Yes. In the beginning, I want to say I'm sorry if I am offending someone for asking this question. But you mentioned that you sometimes they're offering like pizza and then they're honoring, right? So my question is, I want to refer to what it says in the Bhagavad Gita, that there are food in the mode of ignorance, food in the mode of passion, and then food in the mode of sattva-guna.
Correct.
So if we are trying to elevate ourselves to the mode of goodness, why are we then eating pizza and offering that to the Lord when the Lord specifically says that what He likes, And, I don't know how it was in the Prabhupada times, but they were cooking very opulently only for the, for the Lord and for the new guests which are coming to honor prasadam.
Correct.
And so I want to ask, why are we still on this platform?
Hare Krishna. When you said my question should not offend you, I was thinking something else. Yes. Yeah. Give him the mic, please. Give him the mic.
Tomato, a vegetable, and made of cheese. How is that not pleasing to Krishna if it's purely offered and those are the ingredients? I wouldn't worry about it.
Thank you, Prabhu. That's a simple answer. Mataji, I just like to add a little of my thought on that. It's a good question. See, when people try to become devotees, not everybody is able to take up that devotion to the degree which Prabhupada has asked us to do. Else, all men should become brahmacharis and all grihasthas should take up vanaprastha.
Prabhu, my answer was not to endorse pizza eating.
Yeah, of course. But Mayapur pizzas are endorsable, that's not a problem. So all grihasthas should take up vanaprastha and all of vanaprasthas should go to sannyas in Prabhupada's recommendation. But we see that it is it's a pyramid kind of a structure. When you see, most of them are grihasthas, only few of them become brahmacharis, not in that order, and then few of them, lesser than them are vanaprasthis, and very few are sannyasis. If the rule is applicable for all, why is this structure? Is because of our different vasana from different life. Not all of us are in a position to take up pure devotional service. Can't take. Some of us want pizza for us to be peaceful in devotion. It might look odd, but it is true. Because at the end of the day, controlling the mind, or at least applying the mind in the right direction, is one of the purposes of Krishna consciousness. If the mind is hankering for something, rather than getting fried and going out somewhere and ordering a pizza from a karmi place, it is better to eat from devotee place. But the best is not to eat. Best is to eat only dal khichdi or even just live on fruits. There are different degrees, like how there is in a Ekadashi, there are different degrees of Ekadashi. Not everybody is able to do Nirjala. Even people who do Nirjala can be challenged to do Nirjala Jagran. Jagran is not even sleeping in the night. So not everybody is able to do Ekadashi Nirjala does not mean that they are not devotees. They are trying in their level. So we cannot generalize a food item or a practice in Krishna consciousness to be applicable to everybody. That is not how it works. Krishna is all-inclusive. We are not. Generally, Krishna is all-inclusive. Prabhupada is all-inclusive. But devotees, we try to say that I am doing the best, so everybody should do this. Not necessary. I'm not challenging you. If you think pizza is good, not good, don't eat. But don't insist that others also should not eat. Okay? So this is my view. I hope this is, I'm not trying to challenge you. I'm just saying, okay. Yes. Oh, this, I did not know that pizza can also become controversy in ISKCON.
Hare Krishna. Well, I had an interesting conversation with Suki Achyuta. He's the main doctor in the hospital. Yeah. And he was just telling, how many devotees are having serious health problems because of diet.
Yeah.
So, what I've been following Ayurvedic diet for 6 years, and it's like amazing. Yeah. How much energy and, because Prabhupada in the morning walk, 72 in Vrindavan with Dhananjaya, he said, health first, sadhana second, service third. Because without health, sadhana is not so good. Without good sadhana, service is not so good.
Absolutely.
So you got a formula right there, to put that as the highest priority. Like when I first visited Chopati in 2008, they had the sattvic prasadam, and then the prasadam you can get sick with. No, I'm sorry, but it was like that, And most of the brahmacharis went for the healthy prasadam, without all the fried foods and heavy spicings.
The more towards sattva, it is definitely better for our sadhana. There is no doubt about it. But it is not acceptable for every mind. All minds can't accept that austerity. Like in Bhishma Panchaka, there are devotees who did it at the Panchagavya level. Some of them did not even do Bhishma Panchaka, that's okay. That's also acceptable, not this stuff has to be done. But whoever did Bhishma Panchaka, there was an entire festival which happened in Gita, where every day they were fed with aloo, sweet aloo, grapes, many things. That's a vrata. My Madhva friends call it, what is this? You call this a vrata? You are eating populently? One might say so, because they believe in nirjal on everything. But not everybody can take it. But everybody has to be supported for their Krishna consciousness in the way they are. That is why it is there. And because we have to offer and eat, we are offering it to Krishna. Why are we offering this to Krishna? Krishna can eat anything. Whether we are able to digest it or not is a question. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. If I recall correctly, when Srila Prabhupada was asked this question by the local devotees, can we offer? Prabhupada said there is no harm in offering the local cuisine. In fact, Krishna has come to all these foreign countries because he likes variety. If I recall correctly, maybe not the exact words, but I'm speaking the essence.
Thank you, Mataji.
So again, as you rightly explained, it's up to each yatra to get what is locally sourced. I've been to some European countries, there are no Indian spices. There is no atta. As let me make chapati. Oh, we don't have atta. So what can you offer Krishna? What is locally available. As long as it's offered with love and devotion, Krishna will accept it because that's what is locally available. So if all you have is pizza, because in Italy, that's what... By the way, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj loved pizza. My Guru Maharaj loves pizza. So it's all preference also about what one loves to have and what one can digest. As Janmashtami Prabhu said, health comes first, then everything else.
Yeah.
So that's just a comment. I had a question.
Yes, Mataji.
In the course of your class, you mentioned something very important. Devotee hears everything. In the first few years, you know the philosophy, you hear everything. But the application, which is what gives rise to realized knowledge, and that means it becomes part of you, that's a different thing altogether. Because if you are just skimming the surface, it just remains theoretical. And then when the tests come, we fall apart because we have not imbibed that lesson. So just a thought that we must really try to apply what we are learning. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Granth Raj Srimad